Hello, hello, everyone. I'm Barbie Johnson.
And I am Tisha Winkler.
We're the Book Breakers. And today we have with us an amazing young lady, Miss Sherri Robinson. Hello, Miss Sherri. How are you?
Good. How are you both doing?
Great, great,
Great.
great. So she's going to be talking to us about her book, Beauty for Ashes. And I'm interested to know, what is this beauty for the ashes? That's a question.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry. So Beauty for Ashes actually it's a scripture in the Bible. It's my shirt here, Isaiah 61:3.
Right.
And so basically the concept is that God will take that which looks rotten, it looks like it's just over and done with, but God will restore and make something beautiful out of, that situation or circumstance. And so that's what it comes from.
Okay. And can you tell our audience, Miss Sherri, a little bit about you?
Sure. So, hi everyone. Good afternoon or evening for all those who are watching live and for replay watchers. So, a little about myself. I am originally born and raised Chicago, Illinois.
Mhm.
I am first time author, self published. My book is currently on Amazon and just have a love for the Lord and the things thereof and just grateful for this opportunity to be able to just share some of my testimony
All
with
right.
those who are watching for now and, like I said, replay watch.
All right.
And Miss Sherri Robinson, what inspired you to be an author?
So I guess writing was something that I've always wanted to do. I always felt like I didn't really have a story to tell, if that makes sense.
Oh,
So um I guess to just give some background about even how the book itself was birthed. I got married May 2021. The marriage ended, pretty soon afterwards. And so as I was going through my healing journey, that's when the Lord really gave me the inspiration for the book, which I have here, Beauty for Ashes.
all right. That's awesome.
So that's the origination of the book in and of itself.
So,
Mhm.
what was the last part at the bottom of the book? Beautiful Ashes, and the other part? Love is not
So
a.
it's just I'm sorry, you can see. It's just saying that the actual truth about love is not a fairy tale.
It
So, what
certainly
is.
isn't.
I know. So, what is that all about, Miss Sherri Robinson?
Sorry, my phone is ringing.
Oh, that's
Uh-oh.
okay.
Did she get the question?
Miss Sherri?
I'm sorry, my phone was ringing.
Oh, she had
I'm
it
in
on
my
mute.
living room,
Okay,
so
I'm sorry.
I was trying to, so you don't hear that in the background.
Oh,
I
that's
apologize
okay.
for that.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm sorry, you asked the
The
question.
second part of the book, it said love is not an extra fairy tale. What is that all about?
Oh, the truth about love is not a fairy tale.
Yeah.
So, when I got the idea for the book, I got the title. After I got the idea, I'm like, okay, Lord, so what I'm gonna name this book? Like, what is the title of the book? And He gave me Beauty for Ashes. The bottom part, the subtitle, I created that myself. So I wanted it to stand out because not knowing that Beauty for Ashes actually is a title that Pastor Joyce Myers,
Yeah.
she has a book titled that, which I later found that out. And so to kind of make my book stand out, I added that subtitle because I also felt like, people need to understand that love is not a fairy tale. It's not,
Yeah.
what you see on Hallmark or Disney or any of those things. But I'm not trying to like distort anybody thinking about love. I just want it to be that, it's something that you have to put work into, and it's not this fantasy that we often are told and given, when we're a kid.
Barbie, guess what?
I can't guess. Tell
When I
me.
was 15 years old, because my second book is called The Hopeful Romantic. But when I was growing up, I used to look at Cinderella, and I was like, I want to be like her one day. But like
Oh
you
yeah,
said,
I
it's
love
not.
Cinderella.
Oh
Yes.
God.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh God. There's no. Well,
Definitely.
there's no happy ever after. So whatever they
No,
call it, there's some ups and
no.
downs in that happy ever
Yes.
after.
Yeah,
They need to know
definitely,
that. So,
definitely.
some work. It's some work.
A lot of work.
Um, so what were some of the challenges you had to
Yeah.
go through in writing this book?
So like I said, I was going through a healing process. So I would say a lot of it was me kind of having to deal with my own self. It was amazing that I was given this inspiration to write a book while I was going through. But I think I really feel like the Lord gave it to me for me to have hope, a continued hope, I should say, in love, but also to because my book, I guess I can kind of really dive a little bit into it. So I basically talk about several couples from the Bible. I look
Mm,
at some couples throughout the Old Testament. Majority of the couples I look at through the Old Testament, and then I have my last couple that I look at from the New Testament. And
mhm.
so during this time, I was actually researching. I was having to read the stories, and it was just giving me a renewed hope in my
Oh,
own story to know that, like I'm saying, beauty for ashes, that God restores you. You go
mhm.
through, but God is our redeemer. And so he redeems even when we mess up, even when we, put ourselves in situations. God is faithful, and he definitely turns your beauty into ashes.
All right now. Mm-hmm. Or your ashes into beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that is very inspiring because a lot of
Mhm.
women, we go through so many scars and battles.
Right.
And sometimes when we hear the beauty for ashes, we think we're gonna look like a model afterwards.
Uh-huh.
But even during that time, God got to take us through so many obstacles, even
Yeah.
the healing stage, and it
Mhm.
Yeah.
takes a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Mhm.
And Miss Cherie Roger, how has your story inspired others who have gone through the same situations you have been through?
Well, I would hope that, if you're going through, you can find inspiration through the couples that I talk about, especially when it comes to your love, right? And heartache. And so, when you are going through that process, it's a long process. It's not, just, oh, it happened and then I'm over it. It's a
No.
journey. That's why I always keep saying it's a journey, because you still going through, I'm still going through. I'm on the end of it. I'm healed, but it's
Right.
still a journey, right? It's not where I am now. Definitely I wasn't here a year ago or 6 months ago. So it's a process that you have to endure and go through. But it's one that when you come on the other side of it, then you're able to talk about it in a way that you're more healed. You're able to talk about it from not a place of hurt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's how you know you're healed.
Oh yeah, especially if you can't mention their name. Oh my god, 'cause
Yeah.
I just came out of a relationship like a year and a half ago. I'm good now. I can say their name, but ooh, like but a year ago, as soon as I heard that name, tears would just flow down my face, and I knew I wasn't healed yet.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yes,
That's so
what about?
true.
Yes,
I think when we talking about heal, I knew that I was really at a point where I was healed when I could pray for him.
All right.
yes,
All right.
When I was asked to pray for him because a situation happened with him, and I'm like, okay, and I really could do it from an earnest place. It wasn't like, oh, I was angry, or I was like, no, I really am like, okay, really praying for him and praying for his healing. So
Right.
I knew that, okay, and even now some things that I can laugh about, like I couldn't laugh about certain things that happened in my situation. Now I can like honestly laugh about and say, okay, well, that's what happened, but I'm on the other side of that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
yes,
Because sometimes we're still operating in our place of brokenness,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
and like
So
you
true.
said, that hurt is still there, and
Hmm.
the residue, and then
Yeah,
you feel
definitely.
angry.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
angry when you hear, like you say, that name or the
Hmm.
situation, maybe
Hmm.
even a song that was associated with
Yeah, because my prayer
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
prayer. I said, Lord, get them.
it.
I'm sorry. That's what I did back in the day. Yeah.
No, that's true. Yeah, when everything really first happened, and like I said, I was going through, yeah, you feel all those emotions, but that's not who I am.
Yeah.
And so, I knew that that's
Yes.
not who I was, and I wasn't
Yes.
gonna stay in that place.
All right
Yeah.
now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
a strong black
Mm-hmm.
woman, ain't she? Through
You have
Jesus.
to be able to
Yeah.
Yeah,
heal and move
yeah,
forward. We have
and
to keep
Yes.
moving forward. We don't get stuck, but we keep
yeah,
moving.
Yeah, and I
Mhm.
think that that's when you're going through sometime where you kind of stop because you just want to continue that. You just want to be stuck in that place, and
Yeah.
God is like, "No, I have more in store for your life, so you can't be stuck in this one place." You know,
Yes.
that's why I believe. Like I said, a few minutes ago, I mentioned that I believe God gave me the idea for the book, so I wouldn't be just stuck in that one place. You
Mm.
know, God have more in store for my life to be able to what I'm doing right now, talking to the audience and prayerfully someone is being able to be blessed by what I'm talking about, you know, or later on when they see this or hear it, they can be blessed through what I went through and you know, they able to read it and take it in and know that it's hope for them.
Absolutely. Hmm.
And Miss Sherri Rogers, do you plan on turning your book into a play?
Oh, there you go. You took my idea.
I did, so all right. I must be healing for your
Okay.
head.
No, I hadn't thought about necessarily a play. It could be a play, a movie, you know, when you
Yes.
really the details, because you know what's funny is I don't talk about my story at all in the book. I am talking about the different characters from the Bible, so I don't even touch on my own story. I'm in
Mm.
the process of writing with my second book where I will talk more about my actual personal experience. So I think yeah, people kind of really knew the details of what really happened. Specifically, it could be a Hallmark, Lifetime movie, something like that. But yeah, I probably wouldn't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you said when you told me that, I said I'm going to buy that book. I want to see what happens.
Yeah, you just being nosy.
I'll be a nosy. Yeah.
No, yeah, no, it's fine. It like I said, and the reason I probably at the time couldn't even talk about my own story because I was going through it, and I
Right.
think that you know God had to give me somebody else's story, had to give me
Hmm.
somebody else's journey to find inspiration and hope, and so then I could be in a place where now I can talk about my own story
Hmm.
and my second book, The Power of Pain, which like I said, I'm in the
Ooh,
process
that's
of
good.
Ooh.
really talking about, like I said, some things that I went through, my personal experience, and some red flags and things of that nature.
Hmm.
Yeah, I do get more into detail about, you know, my particular story. And so,
Hmm. I like that, the power of pain. So
Ooh.
that kind of gets you interested in, all right, okay, what's behind the pain? What was the
yeah,
pain?
Yeah.
So, and how did the
yeah,
power come? Okay. Because sometimes
yeah,
our pain can push us toward our destiny, but we can't let it stop
definitely.
us.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Yeah, that's how I feel.
And we see the red flags, but
Yeah.
when you have those love glasses on, those red flags go right out the window.
Oh
Oh
God.
yeah, that's
Yeah, they
true.
do.
That's true. That's why it's so important when you are in a relationship or about to be in a relationship to really, you know, pray about it, seek
Yeah.
discernment, and to just, you know, take your time. I'm not saying as far as the time that the relationship will go, but just, you know, really kind of wait it out and like just try to see what's going on behind the surface.
Yes. Yes. But I like what you said or how you did that. You took stories from the Bible that
Yes.
you said reflected your life, but you weren't ready to tell your personal story yet. So you're still working on that. I like how you did that, how you explained that. You took their stories.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
That's actually what happened. I mean, I got the inspiration through the Holy Spirit, and you know, He gave me the characters, and like I said, I was able to look them, and they're all familiar characters. Adam and Eve.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I talk about Mary and Joseph. So these are characters that we all are familiar with,
Hmm.
but I had to take a little bit more time to research them and really read their actual stories a little bit more, so I could be able to talk about it.
Absolutely. Mhm. And I believe God was instilling something else in you too
Yeah.
while you were doing that.
Hmm.
And that was, you know, like you said, that this is part of your healing. And so,
Yes.
and to push you out there to write your own personal story.
Hmm.
So, and like you said, you were gaining strength from those
Yes.
stories as you were researching them out and reading them.
Yes, that's so true.
That
And
is so
I
awesome.
realized that after I was writing, like, okay, this was helping me in the process of what I was going through. And it was giving me something to focus on. Because when
Yeah.
you're going through, you know, you need something positive to be
Yes.
focused on instead of your immediate situation. I think
Mm-hmm.
that, God is so good that he'll give that to us, right? He'll give us not necessarily a book, that's kind of like,
Right.
that end of it, but he'll give you what you need to
Yes.
go
Exactly.
through the journey. In my case, it was a book, but for somebody else, it could be a business. It could be whatever it might be. It might not even necessarily be something in that extreme, right? But whatever it is, he's going to give you what you need to be able to endure and make it through.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And Miss
And,
Cherie, oh, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Miss Cherie Robinson, we know that you're a wonderful, amazing author, but what other gifts and talents God has given you? Do you sing? Do you dance?
No, I wish. I don't proclaim to be a singer. I mean, I can carry a tune. No, not really dance like that. So I think that God definitely has given me the gift with writing, with teaching. That's something that I'm finding myself more and more being able to really get before people and to be able to express myself. I think that
Yes.
that's a blessing God has given to me. um I don't know, I think God has gifted us all with so many gifts that we
Yes,
probably
yes.
don't even think about it, or you can't even really off your head think about readily. But I think that those are some things that can benefit the body,
Mm-hmm.
being able to really talk about my story and whatever else that God gives me, right? It's not just, oh, I went through this. It's other things that really God can deposit and has deposited into me that I can be able to bless his people with too.
Mm-hmm. Let me grab onto that what you said about you the teaching. Do you like teach people or counsel? I don't want to say that word counsel, but talk to people about how you made it through and how that can
Yes.
pinpoint how they can make it through their situation that
Mhm.
may be similar to yours.
So I have been on several podcasts and just, talk about my story.
Yes.
But also I am very much wanting to go into life coaching. So that's also
Okay. Yes.
an avenue that God has been pushing me into as well. So I'm doing some things behind the scenes with that. But yeah, it was interesting you mentioned about the counseling.
Mm-hmm. All right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We on your corner now, aren't we?
Yeah.
God here get us there
Oh
though.
God.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
I can
That's
see her
that's
doing
awesome.
webinars too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and conferences. Yes.
Hmm.
As the Lord wills, however he want to use me, and so be it. Yeah.
So, did you write poems too?
I have written poetry. I'm not spoken word. I'm not really so much into it. I can as I'm inspired, I'll write something. But
Oh, okay,
Hmm.
amazing. We write poems too, don't we, Barbie?
Oh God, you more than I do.
Yeah,
I
fly,
know.
fly. Bye, bye, fly.
yeah, I've
Oh
written a
my God.
few. So
So my thought just flew away. Wait a minute. Can you let the audience know again about your book?
Yeah.
If they want to contact you to get a book, where can they get a copy of your book?
sure. So my book, once again, is about several couples that I look at from the Bible, from the Old to the New Testament, and I look at their individual love stories, and I take you through their journey, but also bring a modern day twist to it, and just kind of get the reader to look at the perspective of if they were living in that time, how would
Mm,
they have thought about the situation. And after each chapter, I ask a few questions just to get your mind
right.
thinking about what you just read, and kind of, because I like to ask questions.
Yeah.
So you can purchase my book on Amazon. It's paperback. That's the only version that I have is the paperback.
All right
Okay.
now. It's on Amazon.
Amazon, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And Miss Sherri Robinson, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? I know you're so young right now, but where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Thank you for saying them. So where do I see myself? That's a good question. I think one thing to be doing more of this, being able to like really speak more, not just on my book, but more writings that I'll have at that time. I would also say with the life coaching, really
Yeah.
being more involved with that. And I guess whatever else, the Lord has for me or has in store for me, I should say.
All right then. So again, I'm trying to. Hmm, I just have to see it the way it is. I
Yeah.
just see you ministering to other hurting women.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So because like they're going to be coming to you to pour themselves out to you.
Mhm.
Um, but in the same instance, you directing them to God the way you are
Mhm.
especially equipped to do, because God calls us each with a different
Yes.
gift and perspective of as to how we deliver His word to someone else for
Yeah.
hope and restoration
Yeah.
and recovery.
Yeah.
So I see this
Mhm.
with you. I see
Thank
that.
you. Thank
Hmm.
you.
Hmm.
Miss Sherri Robinson, I know that
Why you gotta call her
I know,
whole
I
name?
know you guys go. Do you plan through God's help to start any organization soon?
I've thought about that, maybe a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like I said, just a lot of things, moving pieces that are, going on. I'm really, as the Lord is just leading me, then I'll say, okay, I'm going to go this direction or that direction. So, I mean, if that's His will to have with me, opening up a nonprofit or doing some type of work in that area, then I would definitely be open to it. I think that I'm just someone, I don't per se like to, when you following God's plan, then
Yes.
make up your own plan, right?
Hmm.
Because when I say, oh, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that, then God says, no, I'm gonna take you a different direction. So
Yes.
I really
Hmm.
am just like, whatever God's will is, then I'm here for it. And so yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I really see you two inspiring a lot of women.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
I hope so. I do.
Yes.
Because a lot of women are going through, not just because they have experienced like heartache from marriage, but just
Hmm.
being in a relationship, right? I mean, so if I'm able to inspire and encourage women, and like you said, to lead them to Christ or to have a deeper relationship with Him, then that's great. I mean, I pray that that would be the direction that God has for me, if that is how He wants me to go. Yeah,
Yeah, because there's always and
Yeah.
still a lot of women that are suffering in silence,
Yeah.
and some
definitely.
people feel like
Definitely.
there's no hope, there's no resource, which there is,
That's
and
so
you,
true.
right, and you being a mouthpiece,
Mhm.
trying to connect,
Mhm.
so people think women and men,
Yes.
because there are men that are suffering in silence too and hurting,
That's true. So true.
need to connect with the resources that are there. And
Yeah.
especially for someone who has been through the process,
Hmm.
you know, and you can tell them about the healing and the hurt. Yes, we understand the pain. It hurts.
Oh, it hurts real bad.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But like I said,
Yeah.
some people
Mhm.
get stuck
Yeah.
in
Yes.
pain
Yeah.
and they're there and can't move forward. So we
Yeah.
have to get them out of the stuck position
Yeah.
to move forward with their lives, because some
Yeah.
people are still stuck in the past, thinking about the trauma that has traumatized them and
Yeah.
what they've gone through, but they need to let it go
Yeah.
and move forward. The
Yeah.
thing is, they need a recipe for how to let it go. You can't stay back
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Your life is forward. Your past should not hinder your future or dictate your future
That's
as
so
to
true.
how it should be. Right. Because
I
the Lord,
agree. Yeah, I totally
he
agree.
says for us to prosper and be in good health. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
that's what he wants for us.
Yes, that's really true. And I think that, even with that, we have to be careful because, when you are healing, sometimes people will want you to heal so quickly, like, okay,
Oh
you
yeah.
you're not done yet, like
Landed one.
yeah. And it's like, no, you hurting, you have to go through that. And for some people that looks different, right? It might be 6 months, it might be a year. So being able to give yourself that grace that, okay, I got to take as much time as I need to take to be able to heal. Right. And so I think that that's something too that I really always want to press upon with women and men, but in particular women, that it's not a time clock. Like, okay, you got to stop hurting by this amount of time. But I think it's like what you said, not staying stuck in that place of hurt.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes, exactly. Hmm.
And Miss Sherri Robinson, I have a nice question for you right now. This is one of our favorite questions.
What is it?
Besides being an author and doing so many amazing things, what are some things that you do in your free time?
What free time? Yo, what talking about free time?
Free time. Well, actually, yeah, you do have to have free time. So now I've gotten more into doing a lot of solo things, right? So I like to go to plays. I like to go to
Yes.
musicals, things like that. I don't mind going to a museum, or I'm learning
Right.
to just appreciate my own self. And I
Yeah.
think that was something that I learned kind of early on while I was going through, to really value myself and really say, okay, I don't have to go out with anybody, and just value who you are as a person.
Yes.
Did
Absolutely.
you hear that, Barbie?
Celebrate yourself,
Yeah, we
honey.
like to celebrate ourselves all the time. We go to Applebee's Fridays. I don't care. I might go
Saturdays and
bowling by
Sundays.
myself.
Yeah, yeah. I love going to see a movie by myself. I mean,
Yes.
Hey,
yeah.
I learned that one from her. She went by. I said, "I'm going to see that movie."
Yeah,
Yes, I did. I went by
yeah,
myself.
yeah. And it's okay. And learn to enjoy your own presence.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh God. Well, Miss Cherie, our time has
Oh, I had another
expired. You
question.
have one more answer. Ask the question, honey. Ask the question.
Miss Sherri Rogers, what encouraging words could you give our audience to any woman or any man that's watching that's going through that healing journey right now?
Process.
Oh, sorry, Robin.
So something that I've quite often said, and I like to say this because I think that it's something that really was placed upon me through the Holy Spirit, that even though your relationship may have failed, you're not a failure. And I think
Yes.
it's something that I keep pressing upon because, especially as women, you get in these relationships, whether it's a marriage or just, boyfriend, girlfriend, however, and when it doesn't work out, you can have this mindset that, oh, okay, well, I'm a failure, but it failed, you didn't fail. And so I
Right.
think that I want people, men and women, to really understand and come away with that, knowing that that particular situation didn't work out, but God has greater in store for you, right? So he wouldn't let something fail and not work out if he didn't have something greater in store for you.
Exactly. All right.
Amazing.
Now. Hold to that.
That was well said, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Robinson, we appreciate you and we thank you so much for coming
Thank
to
you.
share on our podcast about your book, Beauty for Ashes.
Yes.
And I like that. I like the way you set your scenario with the stories as well.
Thank you.
Using characters from the Bible
Yeah.
to encourage and inspire.
Yeah.
Well, God bless you in your endeavors.
Yes.
Appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be on your podcast as well.
Oh, thank you. We've been waiting quite a while for you to come on. I was like, yes, she's coming.
Oh my God. So we appreciate you. And to our audience, thank you for listening and joining us. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you
Yes.
so much. So I'm Barbie Johnson.
And I am Miss Tisha Winkler.
We're the Book Breakers. And our motto is we encourage you to accomplish your dreams.
Keep dreaming.
See
Thank
you
you.
next time.
We see you next time for part 2.
Thank you, Miss Cherie.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.